Good morning, everybody. It's a Monday morning, just after 9 a.m. You're watching Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Jane Monreal, and a number of things we are looking at today. Of course, here in the Carolinas, this heat wave continuing for day 3 as we are weather alert. Our Chris Mulcahy is going to be joining us here in just a few moments to talk about how long this is going to last. And this is extremely dangerous if you've been outside at all over the weekend. Precautions that you need to take. Very dangerous situation. Of course, former North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, we did hear end of last week that he was going to make a run for the Senate, and indeed he has made an announcement officially that he is going to run for a Senate seat vacated by Tom Tillis. And a crash on 485 over the weekend, killing 6 people. Terrible wreck there. We'll bring you the very day as we cover things from the weekend. In the meantime, this hot weather is with us, and it is a terrible day for us, and continuing your week. So in all seriousness, we hate the heat. I mean, we don't hate it, but this is extremely brutal, Chris.
Yeah, we've been talking about it's making people irritable.
Irritable even.
Yeah, so
not me.
Irritability and leading to some road rage because of it. But here's the deal. Today I have a high of 100, but it could actually feel hotter. So this is a type of situation that we hit 100 degrees back on June 25th, and we hit a peak heat index about 110. I think today we hit about 100, and we're kind of on the same road to where we were to hit that 110 as where we're at earlier this morning. So first off, I want to start off with this. We had another record-tying start to the day, so it's not just about the highs. Everyone's so focused on that. You have your coldest lows, you have your hottest highs, but then there's also things in between. You can have your coldest highs and your warmest lows. So this means that on Saturday and Sunday, we officially solidified the record for the hottest start to any July 26th or July 27th. Today we tied the record set back in 2016, and my low temperature forecast for tonight is 77, so it looks like we could tie it again by tomorrow. So it's where you start, and it's also how you finish. So we kind of have both that mentality for today, and it's amazing that the current time right now is 9:03. By the time that I'm saying this, it is 87 degrees already. So that means we're going to be in the lower 90s by 10 o'clock. And check about how hot we actually feel. If this would advance for me, we feel like 94 already. And I remember here on June 25th when we were talking about that oppressive 110 that we hit, that it was about this range. I think it was 94 or 95 here in the Impact Studio starting off at 9 o'clock, and I was like, oh man, it's going to be a hot day. So this isn't just going to be a hot one. Yesterday was 102. Today I have a high of 100 degrees, but I think we have more mugginess in the air. So realistically, I think you could have a spike anywhere from 105 to 110. But a little bit close to 110 when this is all said and done. Because check it out. You add these together, it's a complex formula. The 87 with a dew point of 73 feels like 94. But you could feel as much as 108 to think 109 between about 3 and 5 o'clock. So I think that's where it's going to be the worst. And temperatures likely going to be in the upper 90s to 100 degrees at that point. As far as any records or things going, it doesn't look like we're going to hit that 5-day streak. I think temperatures are going to topple down after that. But still, it's going to feel hot. 108 is what we have on Tuesday, 105 on Wednesday. Once we aren't likely going to feel like 105, they're going to drop off the heat advisories. But that still is already set for tomorrow. We have one from noon to 8 today, 11 a.m. until 8 tomorrow. Wednesday still in question, and then temperatures are actually heading down. But another thing I really want people to focus in on is the air temperature and what the surface temperatures are. So we always bring up your pets, but it's also, I've done this before, oh, I'm barefoot, I'm just going to go run the car real quick, and you regret that decision. I'm going to tell you why you're going to regret it today. So in the shade, one thing that people don't realize is that actual air temperature, say at Charlotte Douglas, is actually measured in complete darkness. There's a little hood that's over there, so no sunlight is able to skew it. So in the shade, likely you're feeling the actual air temperature to a little bit cooler. In direct sunshine, this is my favorite stat that people overlook all the time, usually average up to about 10 degrees hotter in direct sunshine, as much as 15. So that means in direct sun, sitting on the lawn, you can feel like 105 to 110 degrees with an actual air temperature of 100 today. Concrete, 135. Within 60 seconds, you can actually hear a dog's paws when it's at 125. Well, look at brick. Brick is one that people always overlook. It's red, it's darker, but you wouldn't realize too much. Actually could feel as much as about 145 to about 155 for blacktop. And I've also seen measurements up to 170. So blacktop is not something that you want to mess around with. It's the air temperature, but it's also the power of the sunshine as well. But here's the relief. Here's the good news. Something that we can all look forward to. 100 today. Air temperatures down to the mid-90s on Thursday, 88 on Friday, and then the lower 80s, where 81, by the way, is the average high for September 21st. And we're going to have the lower 80s potentially for this coming weekend. Now, note, it probably is going to come with some clouds and some rain, but hey, still, we got it. As far as our heat impacts, as I mentioned, things are kind of winding down, but even the National Weather Service is backing up what I'm saying just a major instead of extreme. I know that's splitting hairs as far as good news goes. And then eventually we're back down to the orange. The reason why we're not going to be as hot as what we had over the last couple of days, and why today's a little bit more of a struggle bus to get to 100 degrees, is because we don't have that ridge, that heat dome directly over us, because that's able to allow for your maximum potential. That truly, I think if we are completely cloud free through yesterday, we could have got up to 104, and 104 is the max. We haven't been able to get past that. We've hit that 6 times in Charlotte history, but hey, 102 still within a degree of the record, and Saturday at 101 was the record for that day in climatology. But this ridge is going to move its way to the west. That's going to allow for some storms to start to rotate what's around the ring of fire. So shout out to Johnny Cash there. So you can have some storms that are more likely heading each and every afternoon. But what's really interesting is that the ridge is replaced by what's a trough. That's what's really cooling us down. So we go from 10 degrees above normal to 10 degrees below normal. That high pressure system erodes, but then it'll keep some troughs and some low pressure systems around. So thus that is upping our rain chances. So on and off, on and off. As for the best rain chance today, I think it's tonight. A lot of us will be sleeping, but since we have what's called a strong temperature inversion, you could really have the ones that rattle the windows or resonate for a long time. So if you do hear thunder, it could be pretty loud and wake some of us up. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, we're starting to deal with more of a usual pop-up shower and thunderstorm criteria. It's been a little bit too hot, not great over the weekend, but I think really our evenings are our best chance for all these days. But it's nice to see the red bars drop off to the regular blue ones Friday heading through the weekend, where officially day 25 of 90 plus will be Thursday. Friday, it looks like it comes to an end. So finally, the streak is over just in time for August. So August already much better than July.
Like that. Liking how we're starting August. Yeah, I'm just thinking, all right, we need to get through the next 5 days, next 4 days. And so countdown is on. Be safe, be careful, everybody, and heed all of Chris's advice. Thanks for those temperatures on those surfaces.
Oh, no problem. And I
Don't
actually
walk outside barefoot
I made
anyway.
a more simplistic version right here too. Lake Norman will have a water temperature of 93 degrees as a bonus.
That is.
Yes, almost bath water. So welcome.
Yeah, I just feel like all the germs. And
Blech.
all right, thank you, Chris. We'll see you in about an hour
Okay, see ya.
as we stay weather alert.